Welcome to Fenway Park as we get ready for Game 3 of the three-game series between the Seattle Mariners and the Boston Red Sox. Hi again, everybody. I'm Don Orsillo, and welcome to Red Sox baseball. Well, an exciting long night last night from Fenway Park as it took 15 innings. We saw a little bit of everything last night. The Red Sox ended the night in first place.
The Sox on top 4-3.
It's a high fly ball out to deep right center field, and this game is tied. Victorino pops it up. Saunders is under it. Here comes Snyder. Here comes the throw. It will be in time as he holds on to the baseball, and we will head to the 15th inning. Saunders to left field. Gomes coming in, and he makes the catch. Game is 5 hours old. Started on Wednesday. We're into Thursday. Started in July. We're into August. Drew lines it down the right field line. Fair ball. Up into the seats. Red Sox win. It takes 15. The Red Sox win it, and back into first place they go. Red Sox will try to keep the magic going tonight. We're back with more from Fenway right after this. Between the Mariners and the Red Sox. Welcome back inside the broadcast booth, everybody. I'm Don Orsillo, as always, joined by Jerry Remy. And Jerry, tonight the Red Sox have a tall task. They go up against King Felix Hernandez.
One of the best in the business, certainly probably the best right-hander in the American League, and right now he has the best ERA of anybody in the American League. And he's faced the Red Sox once already this season and did a very good job beating the Red Sox out in Seattle. But you see what he's done in his career against Boston Ball Club, 7-2 with a 3.13 ERA. He's held opponents to a 239 batting average, as I mentioned that win earlier in Seattle against Boston, going 7 innings in that game. And it's tough to approach a guy like Felix Hernandez because you know he's going to be around the plate. The Red Sox like to wear pitches out, take a lot of pitches, make them go deep in the counts. But with Hernandez, it's tough to do that because he throws a lot of strikes. So we may see the Red Sox a little bit more aggressive against him tonight.
Well, the Red Sox will try to keep it going as they try to make it a clean sweep over the M's. And tonight they send Ryan Dempster to the hill in Game 3. Dempster is 6-8 with a 4.24 earned run average. His 22nd start is coming your way next. Dunkin' Donuts, Kia, McDonald's of Boston, Salem 5 Bank, and Pedroia's World. Toyota's official site for deals. BuyAToyota.com and by Southwest Airlines. Well, the Red Sox and Mariners wrapping up the series tonight, maybe dodging the raindrops as the night goes on, but as of right now, we are precipitation free at Fenway Park. Lights are on as the umpires take the field and send it down to Jenny Dell.
Well, Don, Jake Peavy met with members of the Boston media for the first time as a member of the Red Sox, and he expressed his excitement to be a member of this team and is looking forward to showing Red Sox Nation what he's all about. It's our Geico quote of the day.
I think I can add. I think I can win. I still think I can be a pitcher who can go out every fifth day and give my team a chance to win. And I expect to do that. Now, there's going to be times when that doesn't necessarily work out, but I promise you this, there's nobody who expects more out of myself than me, and I wouldn't be playing if I still didn't think I could be, a contributing factor on that ball club.
Don, he went on to say, the opportunity that I've been getting, I honestly can't expect or ask for anything more with this team being in first place and a realistic chance this year of being a world champion. It's a dream come true.
All right, Jen, thank you very much. And Jerry, we get to see him on Saturday. It should be fun to see him in his first outing in a Red Sox uniform.
Well, certainly we're looking forward to it. He's looking forward to it, and what a good position to be in, coming to a ball club that right now is a half game in first place and being part of a kind of a veteran pitching staff, really, and another good presence in the clubhouse for the Red Sox.
The Red Sox take the field tonight. As they do, let's check out the Seattle Mariners starting lineup. And leading it off and at shortstop is Brad Miller with Nick Franklin at second base, batting second. Kyle Seager at third base with Kenrys Morales, the DH. Michael Saunders in center field. Justin Smoke at first base, batting sixth. Andy Chavez in right field, bats seventh, with Dustin Ackley in left. And the veteran Henry Blanco caught game one, catches game three, and he bats ninth. Terrific month of July for Morales. On the mound tonight for the Red Sox as we go down the pipe with FW Webb is Ryan Dempster, his 22nd start of the year. 6-8 with a 4.24 earned run average, 112 strikeouts to 56 walks, and opponents hitting at .254 against Dempster.
The Red Sox defense is brought to you on NESN by Southwest Airlines. They are 7th in the American League with 59 errors on the season. Brock Holt will be at third base. Stephen Drew, the shortstop. Dustin Pedroia at second. And Mike Karp, the first baseman. Left to right, Daniel Nava, Jacoby Ellsbury, and Shane Victorino. And Ryan Lavanway doing the catching for Dempster.
The umpire crew tonight, David Rackley has the play calling the balls and strikes with Jerry Meals at first base, Chris Conroy at second, and the crew chief, Gary Darling, is the umpire at third. Tonight's game is available in Spanish by pushing the SAP button on your television remote. Enjoy the game.
Buenas noches, amigos.
No very comfortable conditions here at Fenway Park, but cloud-covered Fenway as we get it started. 74 degrees, breeze out to right at 12 miles per hour. Showers and thunderstorms are in the forecast. The question is, how hard will the rain get, and when will it start here at Fenway Park? As right now we start without any rain, and Brad Miller makes his way here to the plate.
Well, normally I would say I hope it starts after midnight, but we were here after midnight last night.
Well, the Mariners tonight after the game will be headed out to Baltimore to begin a 3-game series. As Brad Miller leads it off here in the first inning. Red Sox will remain home and host the Arizona Diamondbacks. Ryan Dempster's first pitch of the ball game is in there for strike one, and we are underway. Miller 248, 2 homers and 15 runs batted in. Lines this to right field. It's going to get down and head towards the corner in right. Victorino back to play it as Miller racing to second is thinking 3. And he will have no problem getting to third base standing with a triple to get the first inning started.
And Miller was 2 for 3 earlier this season off Dempster, and here he takes a breaking ball that stays inside part of the plate and rolls it around the boards out there. You can see it getting between the skates down there of Victorino, and by that time Miller on the third base. with a stand-up triple to lead off the ball game.
So Miller at third base, and here is Nick Franklin. Franklin, the second baseman, hitting at .267, 10 homers, 32 runs batted in as he fouls it off to the left. Robbie Thompson, the acting manager, with Eric Wedge not on the trip. Expected back with the Mariners when the Mariners return home. Swing and a miss. Fastball is up and away, and he chases 0-2.
Fastball up and away, outside corner, and the swing and miss by Franklin. Struck out a number of times in the ball game last night. Dempster tries the exact same pitch, goes to the same location, this time the foul ball.
And Franklin does not have a hit in the series. He is 0 for 7 in the series, and as you mentioned, struck out a lot last night, 4 times. Fouls it off to the left and stays alive. Nicely done.
There's a country group, and I can't think of the name of it, but he looks like the guy in that group.
Swing and a miss, and Nick Franklin, who struck out 4 times last night, strikes out in his first at bat tonight. Dempster gets him.
Now Dempster goes at the breaking ball, the slider, after a number of fastballs up and away, down and in, with the slider to pick up the strikeout. And with no contact, that leaves Miller at third base. Now the Red Sox early in the ball game are going to pull the infield in, and why not? You're facing Felix Hernandez. It's kind of a game where you don't expect to score a lot of runs, so they're trying to cut down runs early in the game.
And they set up in the shift on the right side on Seager with the infield in. Seager has hit the ball hard in this series. And he drops a bunt down the third base line. This will score a run, and it'll be an RBI single, a bunt single at that for Kyle Seager. He took a look at the alignment, gets the bunt down, and the Mariners take a 1-0 lead for Felix Hernandez.
Yeah, very heads-up play there by Seager. They're in the shift with the infield in. There's plenty of green down that third base line. The runner at third can get way down the line because nobody's holding him on. And there's the bunt. Doesn't have to be a perfect bunt. Just keep it fair, and you've got yourself a run. So Seager is now 6 for his last 11.
So the Mariners out to the 1-0 advantage. There's Kendrys Morales at .285, 16 homers, and 60 runs batted in. Second on the team in extra base hits with 41 on the year. He was 3 for 4 in the game last night. And a 300 hitter against Ryan Dempster in his career is framed by Lavarnway. Dempster calls out Lavarnway as he falls behind here 2-0. Ever find yourself guessing what you think is going to happen during every at-bat? Well, there's an app for that. MLB Preplay is the official prediction game of Major League Baseball, and it's free to download on iOS and Android. Download now at NESN.com/preplay and play along during every Red Sox game. 1 out, Seager at first base, a run in for the M's, and a strike over the outside corner called against Morales. 2-1. It's a good series against Boston. Even though the Mariners have dropped the first 2, he's gone 5 for 8. Swing and a miss, 2-2.
Yeah, back-to-back split-fingered fastballs from Dempster to get a couple of strikes on Morales.
Their defensive swing fouled off. Called foul right away by David Rackley. And the Mariners have gone 7-4 since the All-Star break. Strike 3 call. Morales takes with him the second K for Ryan Dempster. 2 down.
Now, delay call by Rackley behind the plate, but the fastball right at the bottom of the strike zone for Dempster to pick up the strikeout. The pitch zone on Nesson is brought to you by Amica Insurance. Great service, great coverage, and a great price for auto, home, or life insurance.
2 down, Seager at first base, and Michael Saunders the batter. 228, 7 homers, and 29 runs batted in. There is strike 1. Saunders 2 for 7 in last night's game. The guy who hits well against Dempster, 375 in his career. Pitch inside, 1-1. Pitch in the dirt, and Lavarnway comes up with it, but no chance to get Kyle Seager, is in the scoring position with 2 down.
As Seager now has 4 steals on the season. He's been caught 3 times, but in the rush, trying to backhand the ball, Lavarnway never really gets a grasp of it. And Seager gets in a scoring position with 2 outs.
Two balls, 1 strike, 2 down. A run already in here for Seattle. And a pitch up and in to Saunders. Another triple to begin the inning. Franklin struck out. The bunt single, RBI single at that for Seager. And a strikeout for Morales. 3-1 is going to miss, and that's ball 4. First walk allowed by Dempster. Beth Israel Deaconess Medical Center, the official hospital of the Boston Red Sox, invites you to join the walking club. Sign up today and get a cool wristband plus everything you need to start a walking program for better health. Find out more at bidmc.org.
Now, Dempster seems stunned that that last pitch was not called a strike. It looked like a pretty good split-fingered fastball from Dempster, but did not get the call. Pitch number 5 of the at-bat.
So instead now runners at first and second with 2 down, and here's Justin Smoke. Smoke at 258, 9 homers and 23 runs batted in. Had a 1-for-4 game last night. Pretty good July, hitting at 289 during the month of July. Red Sox in the shift on the right side on Smoke. There's ball 2, 2-0. Just 197 with runners in scoring position for Smoke, but better lately. And a foul back as Smoke jumps on the fastball, but fouls it back. 2-1. Next pitch for Dempster here in the first inning will be the 23rd of the inning. Inside for ball 3. Andy Chavez waiting on deck. Mariners batting in the first inning. Off to a 1-0 advantage. Full count as Dempster battles back.
And no fastball there in the 3-1 count. He goes to the slider inside and gets the swing and miss from Smoke. Smoke with that big uppercut swing.
Runners will be off the payoff pitch. He is going to miss for ball 4. And the bases will be loaded here for the Mariners in the first inning. Back-to-back walks allowed by Dempster. And again, Lavarnway is headed out to talk to Dempster.
And that brings up a guy, Andy Chavez, that is 5 for 7 in his career against Dempster. That's why he's in the lineup tonight.
Overall this year, 276 with 2 home runs, 13 runs batted in. Chavez ended up going 1 for 2 in last night's game, coming in off the bench. He has hit safely in 44 of 54 starts this year for the Mariners, and he is back in the lineup tonight. Chavez, a one-hopper to first, picked nicely by Karp. He'll tag the bag, and Dempster gets out of the inning, giving up just the 1 run. Red Sox are coming up against Felix Hernandez. And 1-0 as Jake Peavy in a Red Sox uniform. We'll see him pitch on Saturday as he settles in with his new teammates here at Fenway Park. And on the mound tonight for the M's against the Red Sox, and his numbers are brought to you by Nissan, is Felix Hernandez. 23rd start of the year, 11-4 with a 2.34 earned run average, 153 2/3 innings, 135 hits allowed. As a no decision last time out against Minnesota, but a complete game effort when she gave up the 1 run. 11 Ks, no walks, and a first pitch strike to Jacoby Ellsbury. Jacoby at 300 with 5 home runs and 35 runs batted in. Well, King Felix has a 1-run advantage. As it could have been worse, the Mariners ended up getting only one. Up the middle, big high bounce, and Miller can't field it cleanly. That thing just took off after hitting the dirt, and reaching at first is Jacoby Ellsbury.
Yeah, bounce that goes in the favor of the Red Sox right there. I don't know what that hit, but it took a very high bounce on Brad Miller, the shortstop. And there you see it hit right at the lip of the grass in the dirt. And up goes Miller, but can't control it, and especially with the speed of Ellsbury, you have to try to rush.
That's a base hit for Jacoby Ellsbury. And with it, now is a 7-game hitting streak. Good runner on for the Red Sox. Quick check on him, and Ellsbury right back to the bag. He didn't have a chance really to get his lead. He was just taken off.
Now from Hernandez, the Red Sox will see the fastball. They'll see a curveball. They'll see a changeup. Excellent stuff. Some of the best stuff in the big leagues.
Ranks third in the American League this year with 158 strikeouts coming into tonight's game. So at least 150 Ks in each of his last 8 seasons. It was a ground ball to first base. Smoke will go to second, and that's all they'll get. They do get the lead runner in Ellsbury on the 3-6 force out at second base. Let's check out the Red Sox starting line. It's brought to you by your New England Chevy dealers. Now Jacoby Ellsbury in center field with Shane Victorino in right field. Dustin Pedroia at second base bats third with David Ortiz at DH. Mike Carp at first base with Stephen Drew at shortstop batting sixth. Daniel Nava is in left field with Ryan Lavarnway doing the catching. And Brock Holt in third base bats ninth. One out, one on for Dustin Pedroia. He's homered in each of his last 2 games as he takes a strike over the outside corner. Now has 8 home runs on the year, 296 average, 64 runs batted in.
And for a big guy, Hernandez has pretty quick feet toward first base on that pickoff attempt. Seen it a couple of times already in this game. Once Jacoby Ellsbury was on the bag, that time Victorino off the bag.
Chopped down the third baseline, foul. And Hernandez on a pretty good stretch right now. He is on a winning streak, 6-0 with a 2.18 earned run average in his last 11 starts. He's not had a loss since May 25th. That was against Texas. He's tossed at least 7 innings and allowed 2 runs or less in 5 of his last 6 starts. And there's 1 out, 1 on here in the first inning, and dealing with Dustin Pedroia. Outside, 1-2. Did he go? No. This is first base umpire Jerry Meals.
First curveball that's Hernandez has thrown to Dustin Pedroia, and Pedroia able to control the head of the bat.
In there for strike 3. Pedroia knew it. Takes with him the first strikeout for Felix Hernandez. 2 down.
Let's take a look at Seattle's defense. They're 6th in the league with 54 errors on the season. Kyle Seager at third base. Brad Miller, the shortstop. Nick Franklin at second, and Justin Smoke, the first baseman. Left to right, Dustin Ackley, Michael Saunders, and Andy Chavez. Henry Blanco doing the catching for Felix Hernandez.
Two down, Shane Victorino at first base, and David Ortiz, the batter. David at .324 to start the night. 20 home runs and 68 runs batted in. Sends it towards the gap in left center field. That's going to get down. Saunders over to plate as Victorino heads for third base. David Ortiz with a single, and it's first and third now with two down.
Now, David's always had pretty good success against Hernandez. .310 coming into the game with a home run. Extends his hitting streak now to 5 games. It's a changeup. And the changeup away. And going to the opposite field in that gap is David Ortiz. Victorino, no problem getting to third base. So the Red Sox trying to get right back on the board themselves here in the first inning.
So first and third, two down. Mike Karp, the batter. .318, 8 homers and 28 runs batted in. Gets a chance to start at first base. Mike Napoli has a night off. Needs to begin the game.
Now, John Farrell said he wanted to get as many left-handers in the lineup as possible against Hernandez tonight.
Karp, of course, the former Seattle Mariner, 0 for 3 in this series. That's with Victorino at third base, Ortiz at first base, and two down in the first inning. In there for a strike, 1-2. It's framed there nicely by Blanco for David Rackley, home plate umpire. Mike Karp turns around, asks where that was. Ortiz takes off as Karp strikes out. So 2 strikeouts in the inning for Felix. It's 1-0 Seattle. Second inning, we got the silver, you got the crystal, and fifth, a hot dog from Jerry. That's quite an outfit you got on there, too. I like that.
Yeah. Do we have a runner tonight? Do we ever have a runner?
I don't know. No runner again? Is that what they're telling you?
They're telling me that we can't afford to get hot dogs for both the fans who come with a sign like that and the fan story.
Wow.
But so, you know, I'm willing to pay for the hot dogs that go out there.
This is to right field. Victorino is there, and he makes the catch. They'll get set for every Red Sox game on NESN with Red Sox Game Day Live presented by DCU. NESN's pregame coverage of the Sox begins an hour before every game. DCU Digital Federal Credit Union, banking the DCU way. Henry Blanco, 171 average coming in. He starts his second game of the 3 games. So Humberto Quintero started last night's game. Blanco started the year with the Toronto Blue Jays, was released by the Jays and picked up by the Mariners. Down to first base goes Blanco. Number 9 man walks, and that's already the 3rd walk of the night given up by Ryan Dempster. Send it down to Jenny.
Well, Don, last night's game played out much like a movie for the Red Sox, so it got us thinking, what do you think is the best baseball movie of all time? So for our AT&T text poll question of the night, we want to ask the fans that question. We know there are so many options, but text your vote to 536-536 and select A for Field of Dreams, B for Bull Durham, C for The Natural, or D for Major League. We're going to track these results all night long, and we'll give you the final results later on NESN Sports Today.
I don't know, Jerry, how Fever Pitch gets left off that list.
Well, it's because you were in it. That's the reason. I didn't want to influence the voting of the fans. A lot of movement early in this one here.
Back, forth, back, forth. The 1 pitch is going to be in there for a strike to Brad Miller. Miller tripled and scored in the first inning, the game's only run. Swing and a miss, and Miller down by way of the K. 3rd strikeout for Dempster. It's the 2nd out of the 2nd inning.
That split-fingered fastball doing the honors for Dempster. Got 1 now on a fastball, 1 on a slider, and 1 on a splitter. That time the splitter to Miller for the strikeout.
And 2 down here in the 2nd inning. Nick Franklin, the batter, he struck out in the 1st inning. As Franklin takes a look at ball 1. A little bit low that time. Well, Arizona tonight is at Texas. So that must be a makeup game tonight for the Diamondbacks in between their series in Tampa and the series here in Boston. This is out to deep right center field. Ellsbury back to the track to make the catch that ends the inning. A special Jimmy Fund moment here from Fenway. We send it to the PA announcer, Henry Mahegan.
Ladies and gentlemen, throughout the year, we have been celebrating the wonderful partnership the Red Sox have had with the Jimmy Fund for 60 years. Starting today, we intensify our focus by designating August as Jimmy Fund Month. This month starts with the Pan Mass Challenge this weekend and concludes with the Red Sox Jimmy Fund Radio Telethon on WEEI and Nesson August 27th and 28th. To remind us of whom we're helping, we welcome several youngsters who serve as inspiring examples of the life-enhancing work of the Jimmy Fund. On the Red Sox dugout, please welcome 9-year-old Bennett Olson, 12-year-old Francesca Bianchi, 4-year-old Brady Smith, 10-year-old Jessica Crane, 6-year-old Marissa Metcalf, and standing atop the visitors' dugout, 10-year-old Brooke DeBona, 13-year-old Tim Burke, 6-year-old Christian Wheeler, 14-year-old Erica Leafquist, and 10-year-old Nick Barbaro. We welcome these courageous little heroes. And children, we hope you feel the love and encouragement that come from all of us who support and thank the great people at the Jimmy Fund. We wish each of you the very best, always.
August begins and ends with large fundraisers from the team's official charity, and this year the 10th anniversary of the Red Sox Foundation sponsorship of the Pan Mass Challenge takes place on August 3rd and 4th. This year also the 12th annual Red Sox Jimmy Fund Radio Telethon on WEI, and of course right here on Nesson, which takes place on August 27th and 28th. And the Red Sox designating August as Jimmy Fund Month. That's amazing. Celebrating 60 years of partnership. As we move into the second inning, Stephen Drew, Daniel Nava, and Ryan Lavarnway batting in the inning. Felix Hernandez threw 15 pitches in the first inning, struck out a couple. Red Sox had a chance. They had runners at first and third against Hernandez, but could not score.
Don, I'm getting a lot of tweets between innings, and Fever pitch probably should be on that list.
Wow, really?
And Sandlot is another one.
Oh, that's another good one. Yep, I'm not surprised by Fever Pitch, but Sandlot, that's an older movie. It's been
another one that people have brought up is Moneyball.
Oh, that's a very good one. Yeah, that is a good one.
A lot of options
for love of the game. Kevin Costner.
A League of Their Own.
Yeah, it's another good one.
Gee,
we could only do like 4, right?
What's that?
We can only do 4 at a time.
I don't know.
So I think this was kind of dwindled down, although I did mention Fever Pitch.
Maybe we should have 2 sections, maybe 1 section tonight, 1 section tomorrow, and then have a playoff round.
Well, that's a good idea.
Why don't we do that?
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Because according to the people, there are a lot more movies than I even dreamed there were.
Into right field, a base hit. Well, Stephen Drew had the game-winning hit last night, and his first at bat tonight as a single to right field.
It's the fastball from Hernandez, and the line drive to right field for the leadoff base hit here in the second inning. Stephen Drew's the guy that everybody mobbed last night late, or I should say early this morning, when the Red Sox picked up the win. He had the big base hit in the game last night. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to have a round tonight, a round tomorrow night, which will be Friday night, and we'll have a playoff on Saturday. How's that?
That's exciting. I'm looking forward to this.
The top 2 of each night, and we'll have a playoff on Saturday.
We can't get anybody any hot dogs, but we can get you a movie playoff.
I'm adamant about getting the hot dogs for that people with the sign. I'm paying for it. As long as we have somebody that can get them there. That's the thing. I'll go myself.
Daniel Nava batting here with a runner at first and nobody out. And then for a strike, 1-1. Nava has reached a career high 21 straight starts, finding his weight on base. And since the end of June, he's hit at .306. On the first, and back to the bag is Drew. On the ground right side, charging is Franklin. He'll have one play. It's at first, and he makes it to retire Nava 4-3. Drew takes second base.
In these kind of games, just getting a man in a scoring position is very, very important. As we mentioned earlier, you don't expect high-scoring games anytime Felix Hernandez is out there. So to get a man in scoring position, see if the Red Sox can take advantage of that and get this game tied up.
One down, Stephen Drew at second base. Ryan Lavarnway gets his first at bat of the night. 233, no homers, and 4 runs batted in. Of course, Saltalamacchia catching all 15 innings last night's game, so he has tonight off as Hernandez misses with the first pitch. Tap foul, and it evens at 1-1. Now right now, Ace Ticket has special savings on all Red Sox games. Visit Ace Ticket for great seats at the lowest prices, either for a game or for all the summer's hottest concerts. Visit Ace Ticket or call 1-800-MY-SEATS. Stephen Drew at second base with 1 out. Well, for Ryan Lavarnway, he's had to face some very tough pitching in the starts that he's made. Last 4 starts: David Price, Matt Moore, Bartolo Colon, and now dealing with Felix Hernandez.
Go get him, kid.
Good luck. 1-1 pitch is low and away. 2-1.
Yeah, Saltalamacchia, as you mentioned, on catching all those innings last night, and Lavarnway getting the start tonight. I guess not played in long games, and I'd say it's a much better feeling when you win those kind of games. You're tired, but everybody's happy.
Swing and a miss. Lavarnway chasing a pitch that was up, and it evens at 2-2.
Elevating the fastball against Lavarnway up around the letters.
Gets a piece, stays alive.
Now fouled off a tough pitch there too. It was not on the corner, but close enough where you have to swing with 2 strikes, or it might be called a strike. You don't want to leave that kind of a pitch in the hands of the umpire. So good job by Lavarnway fouling it off.
Brock Holt waiting on deck. Red Sox batting here in the home half of the second inning. Mariners on top 1-0. And Lavarnway fouls it off. Red Sox tonight continuing a 7-game homestand. And start the night a half game better than the Tampa Bay Rays. Two. A swing and a miss, and Lavarnway strikes out. That's the 3rd strikeout for Hernandez. 2 down. Well, tonight's honorable moment is brought to you by Kettle One. Gentlemen, this is vodka. Congratulations to former Sox pitcher Bill Monbouquet, who won this date back in 1962 through the 13th of the franchise's 18 total no-hitters. Monbouquet's 1-0 win over the White Sox was the smallest margin of victory in a no-hitter in Red Sox history. And his feat came just over a month after Earl Wilson's June 26th no-no, marking the shortest interval between no-hitters in franchise history. Pitch over the inside corner for a strike to Brock Holt. To 278. No homers and 8 runs batted in. Hernandez doing some work on the landing area. That last pitch kind of landed funny, and it is a ball and a strike now to Holt. Kind of a light mist falling here at Fenway Park at the moment. 1-1 grounded back to Hernandez. Felix would flip underhanded and in time to get Holt and to end the second inning. Mariners have a 1-0 lead through 2. Back at Fenway Park, the Mariners have a 1-0 lead over the Red Sox. Red Sox out hitting the Mariners 3-2. As Ryan Dempster back on the mound for the third inning. He's thrown 40 pitches through the first 2 and misses to Kyle Seager with ball 1. Seager, Morales, and Saunders expected to bat here in the third inning. Seager's with a bunt, single, RBI in the first inning. The difference in the game right now is the Red Sox defensively going to a shift on the right side against Seager. In there for a strike over the inside corner, 2-1. .396 average in the month of July. It's the best in the majors. He's hit some balls hard in this series against Boston. And there's ball 4. Down to first base he goes. That is 4 walks on the night for Dempster through 2+ innings. So lead runner on here for Seattle. Second time in 3 innings they've had the lead runner on.
Now, last time out for Dempster against Baltimore, only had 2 walks in that game. His season high in walks is 6. He did that against the Minnesota Twins. So this is unusual for him early in the ball game to be walking this many.
There's Kendrys Morales. He will flip one into left field for a base hit. And Nava plays it on a hop. First 2 Mariners have reached here in the 3rd inning. That's the 3rd hit of the night for the M's.
Yeah, Morales now 6 for his last 10 as he gets a split-fingered fastball from Dempster and takes it in the left field for the base hit. Off-speed pitch away from Morales and doesn't try to pull it. Goes with it. So some trouble here. First and second, nobody out.
Michael Saunders, the batter. He has one of the 4 walks the Mariners have in the game. Saunders dropping a bunt down and diving, and not coming up with it is Brock Holt. Hit his head pretty hard as the kind of a face plant coming in on the dive. Good bid, but can't come up with it.
A nice effort there by Brock Holt, the third baseman. That ball bunted into the air. He did everything he possibly could to get to it, including smashing his face into the grass.
Ooh.
Certainly the fans here at Fenway appreciate the effort by Brock Holt.
Strike over the outside corner, and it's 0-2. Swing and a miss. Dempster needed that. Strikes out Saunders for the first out of the inning.
And Dempster goes to the slider to pick up the strikeout. So a big strikeout with men at first and second. The last whiff was brought to you by Head and Shoulders.
2 on, 1 away, and Justin Smoke, the batter, walked in the first inning. And then the high strike call. The 1 pitch is popped up. Starting the mask is Lavarnway. Now look out, here comes Holt. This is going to be a disaster. His inlands in foul ground. Could have been worse. Could have been fair ground, but Holt blaming himself as he called off Lavarnway, and Lavarnway probably had the best chance.
Yeah, he did. It was Lavarnway's ball. He had complete control, position, and Holt over aggressive at third base, calling off the catcher, and then it drops in. So a break there for the Mariners. You can see how clear right there that Lavarnway's in great position to make the play and called off for some reason by Brock Holt.
Home plate umpire David Rackley almost got a face full of mask from Lavarnway. Lavarnway flipped it. He flipped it right at the home plate umpire David Rackley. He was able to duck out of the way. 0-2 pitch. And that is just going to miss. Another close pitch.
Yeah, another one that Dempster wished that he had. A breaking ball, a slider. Inside corner. Not getting the call.
Lined into right field. A base hit for Smoke. Kyle Seager coming around. He will score the second Mariners run. To third goes Morales. It's an RBI single for Justin Smoke. And Seattle out to a 2-0 advantage.
Smoke, in my opinion, catches a break on that call or non-call for Dempster and then takes advantage of it with the base hit. Also caught a break on the pop-up. Fastball right there, gets on top of it. A topspin line drive to right field. Up over the jump of Mike Carp. And a 2-0 Mariners lead here in the third inning.
So Morales at third, Smoke at first. Smoke picking up his 24th RBI of the year. And here's Endy Chavez, grounded out to first base in the first inning. A little bit low, 2-0. Still working very deliberately with men on. Foul back, 2-1. Mentioned he came into the game 5 for 7 against Dempster in his career. And lifts this to left. Nava coming in will make the catch. No advance for the base runners. 2 down here in the top of the third inning.
And Nava was playing shallow out there for Chavez, so no chance for the runner at third base to tag up and score. Plus he had to charge the ball. Chavez just kind of flipping at it right there. The line drive, this very shallow left field, and Morales back to third base.
So first and third, 2 down, and it brings up Dustin Ackley. Ackley lined out to right field in the second inning. Fouls it off to the left, out of play.
Looked like Nava was reading something, didn't it?
Yes.
Out there. And what that might be is a scouting report. You know, make sure that he's in a proper position as they go over these ball clubs on how to play certain guys to make sure that they're in the position they're supposed to be in. After the last out, you could see Nava reaching into that back pocket, probably taking out. Okay, we got Ackley coming up. Shade him a little bit toward the line.
Popped up in the infield left side. Stephen Drew will make the catch. It ends the inning. The Mariners out a run, take a 2-0 lead through 2.5.
lead going into the bottom of the third. And Red Sox fans, something you may not know about Shane Victorino is he is a huge Bob Marley fan. His walk-up music is Three Little Birds. So Shane asked us a favor. If you're at the ballpark now and you can hear me, or if you're coming in future weeks, we need you to help sing Every Little Thing Is Gonna Be All Right. Don?
All right, Jenny, thanks very much. So we head to the bottom of the third inning. Shane Victorino will be batting second.
Do you know the song?
I know the song. I don't know all the words.
I don't know the words,
yeah.
So we can't sing it when it comes up, which is probably a very good thing.
The 1-0. Ellsbury lines it into left field. Gets down and all the way to the track of the wall. Jacoby heading for two, and he'll get there. He's 2 for 2 in the game. He's got himself a leadoff double to begin the bottom of the third inning.
That ball scorched by Ellsbury. Line drive quickly up over the head of Miller and running all the way to the left field wall. You could tell that Ackley was not going to be able to catch up to it. It was going to get by him, and that means sure double for Jacoby Ellsbury.
So Ellsbury at second base. Here is Shane Victorino. Victorino reached on a fielder's choice in the first inning. Red Sox trailing 2-0. Trying to get to Felix Hernandez as they bat here in the bottom of the third inning. And Felix Hernandez still just 27 years old. In 2010 won the American League Cy Young Award. Certainly a tough thing to do based on the fact that the win-loss record a lot of times is not where it should be with the team he is on. It's on to center field, right at Saunders, who makes the catch. Ellsbury tagging, heading for third. The throw from Saunders won't be in time, and Jacoby gets to third base with one down.
A lot of guys would not be able to tag and get to third base on that, but of course Ellsbury has that kind of speed where he can get that job done. There you see Saunders trying to get himself in the proper position. He does to make that throw to third base, but not in time to get Ellsbury.
One out, Ellsbury at third base. Dustin Pedroia the batter. Dustin struck out looking in the first inning. One of 3 Ks tonight for Hernandez. Two 2-0. The last time out, Felix Hernandez allowed 1 run in 9 innings in his last start, striking out 11. Now walking a batter. But got a no decision. Pedroia grounds it foul, 2-1. Well, Jerry, you didn't bring them yourself. However, I got your hot dogs.
So happy 5th anniversary.
Outside, 3-1. Good hitters count here for Pedroia. Ellsbury 90 feet away. Red Sox trying to get on the board here in the third inning. Second 3-ball count for Felix Hernandez. And Pedroia takes the walk. Down to first base he goes. First free pass served up by Hernandez on the night.
Hernandez going to the breaking ball on the 3-1 count that time. Could not throw it for a strike, and that brings Ortiz to the plate with a couple of men on base.
David singled in the first inning. One of 4 Red Sox hits in the game. Jacoby Ellsbury, who's at third base, has 2 of the 4 Red Sox hits. Fly ball to left field. Dustin Ackley is under it. Ellsbury getting ready. Ackley makes the catch. Here comes Ellsbury. Throw to the plate is going to be cut off. Run scores, but out at second base is Ortiz. The run will count. As coming across the plate first was Ellsbury. It is 2-1 at the end of 3. Top half of the 4th inning back at Fenway Park. Red Sox get on the board as Henry Blanco leads it off here for the M's. Red Sox getting a run back on the sac fly by David Ortiz. It scores Jacoby Ellsbury. Right before they were able to nab Pedroia at second base, they cut it off on the way to the plate. Turned out to be relatively close, but Ellsbury did get in before Pedroia was retired. 1-1. He's in there for strike 2. Unusually wild beginning to Dempster's outing. He has walked 4 through the first 3.
Take another look at the sacrifice fly from David Ortiz. Not that deep, but again, Ellsbury checking with his third base coach. Butterfield says go. Now the throw, the advantage of hitting the cutoff man. That's what outfielders are taught to do. Hit the cutoff man. Then they have a chance to make a play.
Victorino moves over to make the catch on Blanco for the first out of the 4th inning.
If they throw that ball completely over the head of the cutoff man, Pedroia easily makes it into second base. But by hitting the cutoff man, they have a chance to get him, and they did.
One down here in the 4th inning. Brad Miller coming up. He tripled in the first inning and scored the game's first run. Then struck out swinging in the 2nd inning. Fly ball short right. Victorino racing in, and he'll get there. Hung up long enough. 2 down. Nessa's coverage of Red Sox baseball is brought to you in part by Eastern Bank. You always put others first. Wouldn't it be nice if your bank did the same thing? With products that make life easier and a commitment to helping those in need. Here, you're first. Eastern Bank. 2 outs here in the visiting half of the 4th inning. Mariners have a 2-1 lead. And Nick Franklin will take the strike. Franklin struck out in the 1st inning. Flied out to Jacoby Ellsbury in center. In the 2nd, now one hopper that Pedroia is able to pick. A nifty 9-pitch 1-2-3 inning, 4th inning for Dempster. 2-1 M's. In part by Eastern Bank. You put your family first, job first, even your team first. Isn't it time someone put you first? Eastern Bank does just that with products like Eastern Free Checking. Here, you're first. Eastern Bank. Bottom of the 4th inning, 2-1. The Mariners have the lead as breaking ball in there for a strike to Mike Karp to begin things here at the bottom of the 4th inning. Karp struck out swinging in the 1st inning. Karp hitting at .353 since the beginning of June. Gulf Oil is proud to be the official electricity provider of the Boston Red Sox. One ball, 2 strikes. Leadoff hitter here in the bottom of the 4th inning. And the pitch high, 2-2.
Tried the same pitch there that he got Karp on back in the 1st inning. A fastball inside, that time too high.
'50th pitch is grounded down the first baseline. It'll be picked by Smoke, and he'll tag the bag to retire Karp for the first out of the bottom of the 4th inning. With more than 23 Grammy Awards and 67 million albums sold, music icons Jay-Z and Justin Timberlake will bring their Legends of the Summer Stadium tour to Fenway Park on August 10th and 11th. A limited number of additional premium seats just been added for these two great shows. Tickets for these seats are now on sale at the Orpheum Theater box office, livenation.com, or by calling 800-514-3849. One down here in the fourth inning brings up Stephen Drew. He singled to right field in the second inning. Tap foul, 1-1. Last night for Stephen Drew, his fourth career walk-off hit, second this season. We've done it previously on May 6th against Minnesota. Strike two. Felix Hernandez coming in tonight, first in the American League with a 2.34 earned run average. He has given up a run here tonight. Came last inning. Straightens up Drew with ball two. Tonight marks his 14th career start against the Red Sox and the second this season. Got the win earlier this year, July 8th at Safeco Field. 7 innings, giving up 2 runs. In his career, he's 7-2 against Boston, 3.13 earned run average. It's one of his last 3 decisions. This is back up the middle, and it's picked by the shortstop Miller. The throw is off the mark, but the tag is applied on the way by. Justin Smoke coming off the bag, and he slaps the tag on Drew for the second out.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of teams shift on Drew recently, but this time the Mariners just playing him to pull. You can see where the shortstop Miller is, and he's able to get this ball. Looked like it was going up the middle when it got by Hernandez, but there was Miller. The throw is high off the mark, but the tag made by Justin Smoke at first base.
2 outs here in the fourth inning for Daniel Nava. Grounded out to second base in the second inning. On behind here, 3-0. That's a strike. Nava taking 3-1. Three ball counts to the last 5 batters for Felix Hernandez. And there's 2 outs here in the fourth inning. Barnway on deck, and after shaking off a sign, here's a 3-1 to left field, and this one is going to grab the bottom of the wall on a hop. Nava is headed for second base, and he will get there standing with a 2-out double.
Hernandez shook off some other pitch. He wanted to go to the fastball, does go to the fastball, and Nava slices it to left field. Ball slicing away from Ackley, the left fielder, bounces up against the wall. And the Red Sox have Nava in scoring position with 2 outs.
Tying run at second base with 2 outs here in the 4th inning. Here's Lavarnway. He will take strike 1. Lavarnway struck out swinging in the 2nd inning. Down 0-2, foul tip. Inside, ball 1, 1-2.
It's back-to-back changeups to Lavarnway, both at 90 miles an hour.
Now the catcher Blanco headed out to talk to Hernandez. We'll revisit the poll here to see what's going on. And wow, Major League and Field of Dreams. Field of Dreams at 39% right now.
Major League, of course, with Charlie Sheen and Bob Uecker. How about Bob Uecker?
Yes, it was pretty good.
Yeah, just a bit outside.
Rene Russo, our friend,
yes, our
is in
friend
that movie.
from L.A.
1-2 pitches outside. She said when she was with us that was her first real movie, which I didn't realize. That was her first acting role in a major movie. Swinging a foul tip for strike 3. Nava's left at second base with through 4. It's 2-1 Seattle. Every Friday home game of the season, NESN has your ticket for an extra 30 minutes of Red Sox pregame coverage live from Yawkey Way. It's Friday Night Fenway, presented by Budweiser, starting at 5:30 p.m. tomorrow night, right here on NESN. 2-1 Seattle on top of Boston as we head to the 5th inning. Mariners coming to bat, and there is strike one. Kyle Seager leading it off. Kendrys Morales and Michael Saunders in the 5th inning. Dempster at 70 pitches. Seager fouls it off himself and goes down.
Looks like it gets him right inside that right knee.
Seager lines it over the shift it into right field. That's going to get in for a hit over his Victorino. Goes off his glove and bangs around as Seager heads for 2 and beyond. He's now headed for third base, and the throw will not get there as it is thrown away. It is going to be backed up by Dempster, as it turns out. And Seager was struggling running after he had fouled a pitch off his knee. He was kind of slow getting out of the box, but he gets all the way to third base.
We've seen a couple of crazy bounces in this game tonight. That's the breaking ball, the slider there from Dempster. And once Victorino gets to this spot right here, it bounces right up over his glove and around the corner. Has to chase it down. And by that time, Seager well on his way to third base for the triple.
It is the second triple of the night for the Mariners, as Brad Miller had one in the first inning to lead it off. Now Seager has a triple to lead off the 5th. His second of the year. Kendrys Morales will promptly drive him in with a base hit to right field. Morales gets his second hit and picks up an RBI as the Mariners have a 2-run lead again. It is 3-1 now.
And this combination of Seager and Morales has been very tough on the Red Sox in this series. A slider again that hangs out over the plate. And Morales went to the opposite field last time up, pulls the ball this time and drives in the run. Morales now has 61 RBIs on the season.
They both have 7 hits in this series. The combination of Seager and Morales, so 14 between the two. Morales with 2 tonight. He's at first base driving in the run. Trainer checking on Kyle Seager. Had fouled that pitch off what appeared to be the inside of his knee. As the pitch will miss, framed there by Lavarnway. 1-1 to Michael Saunders. Saunders walked in the first inning, struck out swinging in the third. Cleveland won again today, 6-1 over the Chicago White Sox. The Indians are on fire. They've won their last 8 straight. Swing and a miss for Saunders.
Only trail the Tigers now by 2.5 games. Well, that was actually coming into today's action.
The problem is for the Indians, Tigers have also been playing good baseball. They've won 5 straight in 9 of their last 10. As well as Cleveland has been playing, they staying behind the Tigers for now, but they are really putting together a pretty good run. 2-2 pitch is fouled back. Center fielder Jacoby Ellsbury over towards right center. A room in left center field. Inside for ball 3. Seventh pitch of the at bat coming up. Saunders with a swing and a miss, strikes out. Second time he's down by way of the K. It's 5 strikeouts for Dempster.
The second time Dempster has got him on a slider back in the 3rd inning, a slider again here in the 5th inning, down and in. Amica Insurance is the proud sponsor of the Amica Pit Zone.
One down, Morales at first base, a run in for Seattle, and Justin Smoak, the batter. He's been on twice, walked in the 1st inning, then had an RBI single in the 3rd inning. And hits one well to left field. Nava turns around, it's up, and it is off the top of the wall. And it's played by Nava, but to third base goes Morales on a double for Smoak, who nearly had a home run. The umpires, as the home plate umpire, took a good look. So did Darling down there.
Smoak showing very good power to the opposite field and just missed the home run right at the top of the wall. Smoak's been on base 3 times tonight. The walk, a base hit, the drive, and a run. Now the double.
His 14th double of the year. Made a bid for his 10th home run, coming in with 9. Mariners have 2nd and 3rd now with 1 out. Eddie Chavez 0 for 2. And a swing and a miss for strike 1. Chavez, as we mentioned, 5 for 7 coming in against Dempster, but tonight 0 for 2, grounding out to first base and lining out to left field right at Daniel Nava last time. Chopper foul.
Red Sox again with the infield in, not all the way in, but again trying to keep the score as low as possible.
Shallow left, and Nava comes in to make the catch. Everybody's going to stay where they're at as Nava gets it back in with now 2 outs. Second time that Chavez has fly to the Red Sox left fielder. Second and 3rd, 2 down for Dustin Ackley, who is 0 for 2. He's lined to right and popped out to short. Up high for ball 1. This ticket brings you the pitching line for Ryan Dempster. 4 2/3, 7 hits, 3 runs. He has walked 4, struck out 5, and he's hit 85 pitches in 4 2/3 innings. And the strike call, 1-1. Ackley spending time this year at AAA Tacoma, May 27th through June 25th, but back again and adding to his versatility. Guy we saw primarily at second base last year. This year has seen time in center and left, a couple different spots in the infield, and getting a chance to play on a more regular basis. Tonight is the first time in his career that he's faced Ryan Dempster. Late swing, protective swing, and a full count now. Second full count of the night for Ryan Dempster.
First base open right here with Blanco on deck, and Dempster does not have to come with a fastball in this situation. May go to an off-speed pitch, a slider, or a split.
And he misses for ball 4. Ackley down to first base. That is the 5th walk given up by Dempster.
Tries to go to the slider down and in, but eventually walking Ackley, and now starts over with the right-hander Blanco. There's that breaking ball down and in, and Ackley not biting at it.
Bases loaded, 2 down. Henry Blanco, the batter. He has walked and flied out to right. Fouls it off down the right field line towards the grandstand. In the air to deep left field, down the line towards the pole, and that ball is gone. A grand slam for Henry Blanco. And the Mariners open this thing up. It is now 7-1. Third career grand slam for Blanco.
Now the Red Sox kind of shade Blanco to hit to the opposite field. Not this time. He gets a fastball up and in and pulls it right down the line. Just keeps it in fair territory, and 4 quick ones on the board.
Now Brad Miller, the 8th member of the Mariners to bat here in the top half of the 5th inning. He tripled in the first and scored the game's first run. Since then, a strikeout and a flyout. And Felix has now got a 6-run lead. As Miller fights it off foul. 1-2. Red Sox have action. The pen just called back up today. The knuckleballer Stephen Wright. Strike 3 call, and that will end the inning as Lavarnway is throwing it around the infield. Blanco's grand slam at 7-1 Seattle. Blanco's grand slam, part of a 5-run 5th inning for Seattle. Leading it off and taking strike one is Brock Holt, batting out of the number 9 spot. Home grounding back to the mound in the 2nd inning. And retired is Holt. So one down here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Hey, congratulations to Sheila Harity, who was just named Massachusetts High School Principal of the Year. Sheila is the principal of Worcester Technical High School, so congratulations. And enjoy yourself tonight at Fenway Park. I had the chance to meet her. She was up in the booth a little while ago. One down here in the 5th inning. And standing in, Jacoby Ellsbury. Ellsbury 2 for 2 in the game. Singled in the 1st, doubled in the 3rd. Felix Hernandez coming in with a record of 11-4, 2.34 earned run average, and he's got a 6-run lead as he works here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Fouled at the plate off Ellsbury, and it is 2-2.
Kind of a steady diet of off-speed pitches here to Jacoby. A couple of curveballs, changeups. And because of the big lead, certainly Hernandez is not going to change his style.
In there for strike 3. Ellsbury stands in amazement as he is strikeout number 5 for Felix Hernandez. 2 down. Let's send it down to Jenny.
Well, Don, August is Jimmy Fun Month, and I'm lucky enough to be right here with Jake, who threw out the first pitch to kick things off today. Now, Jake, how was it being out there on the field at Fenway Park?
It was actually a really cool experience. I've never done it before.
And you're quite the baseball player. What positions do you play?
I play shortstop and pitcher.
Shortstop and pitching. We got your dad, Joe, here. Joe, your son here, been talking to him for the past inning. Absolutely incredible. I can't even imagine the things that you must been through going with the Jimmy Fund, but what's your experience been like with them?
Actually, the staff is very friendly. They make every family feel comfortable. From the receptionist to the doctors, they go above and beyond to answer any questions you have. They make all the children feel special, and I really want to thank them for taking care of my son.
Well, we thank you for being here, and good luck with everything. We'll be back later.
7-1, the Mariners on top of the Red Sox as Ryan Dempster turns here to the hill for the Red Sox in the 6th inning. Nearing 100 pitches. He's at 97. Dealing with his first batter of the 6th in Brad Miller, top of the order for the M's.
I thought maybe we'd see Wright this inning. He started to loosen up last inning and then sat down, and Ryan Dempster back out here for the 6th. Red Sox pitching, of course, last night very thin because of the extra inning game.
Fly ball to center field. Jacoby Ellsbury moves back and makes the catch for the first out of the 6th inning. Scoop, scoop, scoop for the home team with delicious Hood Red Sox ice cream. Catch your favorites in the freezer aisle today. Always good, always Hood.
You like M&M's in your ice cream, Don?
I do.
Do you really?
I guess I do. You?
I don't think. You know, honestly, I don't think I've ever tried it.
Oh, they have them here.
Where?
In the press room.
M&M's?
Yes. Oh, maybe they switched it up. I'm in training, so I haven't really had a chance to have ice cream lately, but apparently it's gone. It used to be here. One out in the 6th inning. Nick Franklin 0 for 3. Franklin has struck out, flying out to center, and grounded out to second base. This is in the air to left field, and back goes Nava onto the warning track to make the catch. 2 down in the inning. Stay with NESN following our Sox coverage for NESN Sports Today, presented by People's United Bank. We'll introduce you to the Sox newest pitcher, Jake Peavy. Let's give you a complete recap of tonight's game here at Fenway and the latest from Patriots training camp. All that and more comes your way with Adam Pellerin and Leah Hextall tonight following our Sox coverage. Here's Stephen Wright back up again in the Red Sox pen. Strike over the outside corner to Kendrys Morales, who has 2 hits in the game. Morales striking out in the first. Since then, he has singled on 2 occasions. Last time up, drove in a run. Grounded a foul right off the netting in front of the Red Sox dugout. Jake Peavy, we will see him on Saturday. Arizona Diamondbacks will be here beginning tomorrow night. Morales drives this towards the gap in left center field. Back, and this will be off the wall. Ricochet played by Ellsbury quickly. And Morales has not run well. Will just hang with a single. His 3rd hit of the night.
Yeah, 3 for 4 after a strikeout back in the first inning on a fastball. He's had base hits on a splitter, base hit on a slider, and a base hit this time up. Checking to see if Wright is ready down in the bullpen. That time a slider again from Dempster, and again Morales going to the opposite field. He's done that a couple of times tonight.
So 2 down. Morales at first base, and Michael Saunders the batter. And a swing and a miss. Saunders walked in the first inning, struck out in the 3rd, struck out in the 5th. Ground ball up the middle, and Pedroia into the slide. Will flip to second base. Drew is there for the force out that ends the inning. 5.5 done from Fenway. 7-1 Mariners. Game at Fenway Park is a perfect place for your next outing. Call 617-226-6835 to talk to the group ticket representative to plan the perfect trip to Fenway Park. Well, the Red Sox trailing the Mariners 7-1 as they come to bat here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Dustin Pedroia, David Ortiz, and Mike Karp as Pedroia fouls the first pitch off down the right field line. That is the 75th pitch for Felix Hernandez, working here into the 6th inning. Look at his line so far. Mentioned last time out for Hernandez, went 9 innings, throwing 103 pitches. Ball and 2 strikes to Pedroia.
Still firing up that nasty curveball that time to Pedroia, down and away. Back-to-back curveballs to Dustin.
Hernandez has retired 4 in a row, 7 of the last 8. There's a ground ball softly hit to Nick Franklin at second base. 1 down in the 6th inning. Hess Express are proud sponsors of the Red Sox, and during the season they'll donate $500 to the pediatric trauma program at Boston Children's Hospital for every home run hit by the Sox. To date, $56,500 has been donated. Hess Express committed to helping the cause. 1 out here in the 6th inning for David Ortiz. He singled to center field in the 1st inning and then hit a sac fly in the 3rd inning. Picked up his 69th RBI of the year. And fooled on the breaking ball thrown by Felix Hernandez. 0-2.
Just like Dustin Pedroia, back-to-back curveballs again from Hernandez. This time to Ortiz. Got Pedroia on a fastball for the ground ball at second base. Let's see what he does here. 0-2 to David. Tries to go upstairs with the fastball. Ortiz wouldn't chase.
Mike Carp on deck, one down here in the bottom of the 6th inning. And Ortiz goes around and strikes out. That's 6 Ks for Hernandez. 2 down here in the 6th inning.
Now he saw all his pitches in that at bat. His curveball a couple of times, the fastball, and puts him away with the changeup.
Two outs here in the 6th inning. 6 in a row retired by Hernandez. Here is Mike Carp, 0 for 2 in the game tonight. Carp struck out in the 1st inning, grounded out to first base in the 4th inning. He's gone 0 for 5 in the series against the Yanks, his former team. Strike 2. Stephen Drew on deck. 2 outs here in the 6th inning. Well, the Red Sox have gone 5-1 this season in the season series against the Mariners. The Red Sox have won their last 8 home games against Seattle. Swing and a miss. Carp strikes out, got away from Blanco briefly, so he's got to throw him out, and he does. 7 strikeouts for King Felix, a 7-1 Seattle lead. W.B. Mason is this season's breakout player in the break room. Whether it's a candy bar to satisfy your sweet tooth or a healthy snack to keep you in playing shape, W.B. Mason's new expanded selection of food and beverages has all the bases covered. Who but W.B. Mason? Well, it's 7-1 Seattle on top of Boston, hitting the Red Sox 9-5 as we head to the 7th inning. And Red Sox will bring on their second pitcher of the night. This call to the bullpen is brought to you by New England Ford dealers. And Stephen Wright just called back up again. His numbers with the Paw Sox: 19 starts, 5-6 with a 3.89 earned run average, 81 strikeouts, 55 walks, and opponents hitting at 258 against Wright. Numbers with the Red Sox in 2 games, and of course he made his major league debut with the Red Sox back on April 23rd against Oakland. This is his 3rd stint with the Red Sox of the year.
And you can see Lavanway with the big catcher's mitt now, the knuckleball pitcher in right.
In there for strike 1.
Wright brings it in with him from the bullpen. Whoever's in the bullpen warming up using that glove, and now Lavanway using it.
This is lined to first, and Carp reels it in. First out of the 7th inning. Sharply hit by Justin Smoke, but Carp takes care of the first out. I want to remind you to tune into NESN on August 27th and 28th for coverage of the WEI NESN Jimmy Fund Radio Telethon presented by Arbella Insurance. Arbella Insurance Foundation, here for the Jimmy Fund, here for good. Andy Chavez 0 for 3. Grounded out in the 1st inning. Lined out to left in the 3rd. And then flied to left in the 5th. To center. Ellsbury coming in. Makes the catch for the 2nd out of the 7th inning. Stay with us, and after the game for WB Mason Extra Innings Live, TC and Tim Wakefield will break down the game, and Jenny will bring you the clubhouse reaction. WB Mason Extra Innings Live. You can't go wrong when you buy right. WB Mason. Stephen Wright has thrown 2 complete game shutouts this season for the Pawtucket Red Sox in their starting rotation, including his last outing. This one is down the left field line and out of play. Dustin Ackley batting for the 4th time in the game.
That's the reason that Wright was called up tonight, just in case they needed somebody to give multiple innings. Workman, who is in the starting rotation, will return to the Red Sox and will work out of the bullpen.
On the ground is short. Stephen Drew to his left. Throws out Ackley, and it's a 1-2-3 7th for Stephen Wright, but a 7-1 Seattle lead. Well, the Mariners have a 7-1 lead over the Red Sox. So our servicemen here tonight at Fenway Park as the Red Sox trail by 6 heading into the bottom of the 7th. Stephen Drew leading it off, 1 for 2 in the game tonight. And a foul off to the left out of play. This game summary is brought to you by Xfinity from Comcast. Felix Hernandez, 6+ innings. Has given up just the 1 run. That was back in the 3rd inning. Henry Blanco, the big blow in this game, a grand slam. After the walk of Dustin Ackley, Blanco, with the bases loaded, picked up his 2nd home run of the season. Part of a 5-run 5th inning for Seattle. Stephen Drew singled in the 2nd inning. He grounded out to shortstop in the 4th inning.
Now, one thing Hernandez is certainly doing in this game is mixing up all his pitches, his fastball, his curveball, his slider, his changeup. Threw a slider and then followed it up with a curveball to Drew. Back to the curveball again and missing down and in.
Two pitch, down and in, full count. Hernandez has retired the last 7 Red Sox in a row. Deals with Stephen Drew to begin things here in the 7th. And Daniel Nava, Ryan Lavarnway. Payoff pitch. And it's line foul. In the dirt, ball 4 and a leadoff walk for Stephen Drew. That is the 2nd walk given up by Felix Hernandez of the night. Well, tonight's Cold Hard Facts are brought to you by Coors Light as we focus on a couple of incredible pitcher performances in July. The Dodgers' Clayton Kershaw finished July with a 1.34 ERA and 6 starts and 21.5 strikeout to walk ratio. And the Yankees' Hiroki Kuroda made 5 July starts, posting a 0.55 ERA. It's the lowest ERA in any single month for any Yankees pitcher since 1916. The minimum of 5 starts. Daniel Nava, the batter, 1 for 2 in the game. And line 1 to left. Dustin Ackley started in, now actually has to go back to make the catch for the first out of the inning, and Drew back to the bag at first. It's time now for a Toyota game break. Here's Tom Caron. All right, Tom, thanks very much. Back here at Fenway Park, it is 7-1 The Mariners on top here. 1 out, a runner at first. Ryan Lavarnway 0 for 2 has struck out twice in the game.
It's been a while since we've seen the poll results. How about if we get those up there and see where we are with the movies?
I'm told they're coming after the pitch.
Anxious to see him.
There you go, Jerry.
All right, what do we got?
Field of Dreams.
Field of Dreams with a slight edge over Major League. Top 2 finishes tonight. We'll go to the finals on Saturday. We'll have another group of 4 tomorrow night.
1-1 pitch is a swing and a miss.
It's amazing how many baseball pitches have been made. Your films have been made. I didn't realize. Getting this information between innings. I mean, there's a lot of them out there.
Tim Wakefield texted me earlier. I'd forgotten about the Bad News Bears, the original Bears, Bad News Bears.
42.
Yes, outstanding. How about 61?
Yep.
Billy Crystal's movie on Roger Maris. 1-2 pitch is in the dirt, knocked down. 2-2. They're going to have a hard time picking for tomorrow night.
I know, because the list right now is about 9. There's about 9 we haven't even mentioned, and how are we going to get that down to 4? I mean, it's going to be very tough at our production meeting tomorrow, which is at 10 o'clock every day.
Outside for ball 3, full count. Brock Holt on deck. Red Sox batting here in the bottom of the 7th inning. 3rd full count of the night for Felix Hernandez. And his 2nd of the inning. Ground ball foul, and Hernandez now up over 100 pitches. MLB.TV celebrates 11 years with new low yearly prices. Watch out-of-market games live on over 350 supported mobile and connected devices. And HD quality with MLB.TV Premium. Visit MLB.TV today. MLB.TV, baseball everywhere.
You know, you've been around baseball a long time, Don, doing obviously major league games, a lot of minor league games, and you kind of know the lingo of baseball. And a lot of the movies that are made with baseball.
Under the glove at third of Seager and into left field. Lavarnway will reach as Drew takes second base. 2 on, 1 away.
But, you know, we get into this baseball language kind of thing, you know, and a lot of the movies have bad baseball language.
Yes,
you know,
it doesn't fit.
It doesn't fit, and it kind of bothers me a little bit, you know, when you're trying to pick a good movie, like, you know, the guy standing at the top of the dugout yelling, "Throw the ball, meat." I mean, you know,
that does not happen.
Doesn't usually happen, you know.
And I remember this because you told Kevin Costner that when he was here. Remember?
Yeah, I did.
We were talking about Bull Durham with Kevin Costner, and you had said at that time that there was some stuff that was good, but there was some stuff that you thought.
I'm just trying to be honest.
Yes.
You know, because a lot of the stuff you hear in the movies, you don't hear in
real baseball.
Yeah. You know. So that kind of that would ruin a movie for me if I heard that.
So Bull Durham is not on your list, is what you're saying?
No, I think it's a very good movie, but I mean, I wouldn't say, you know, throw the ball, meat. You know, I mean, you know, this doesn't fit.
Bothers you.
Yeah.
2 on, 1 away. Brock Holt, the batter. This is lined as short. Miller's got it. Looks around. Cannot double off anybody else. And there are 2 outs here in the 7th inning. Covidien, delivering innovative healthcare products across the globe, is a proud sponsor of the Red Sox Foundation. 2 outs, 2 on, and Jacoby Ellsbury, the batter. His 2 hits tonight, a single and a double. Struck out in the 5th inning. In there for strike 2. Double-barreled action now for Seattle. Charlie Furbush is up, and Yorvis Medina, both of which we saw last night as part of the 15-inning game. Saw a lot of pitchers last night on both sides. No 2 pitch. Bounce in, blocked by Blanco. No advance for the base runners. So I like Bull Durham because I thought in my time spent in the minor leagues that there were a lot of guys you could say, hey, that's Crash Davis. I mean, that's a guy that bounced around, really never made it, was up maybe a week or 2, but has been in the minors forever. So from that perspective, I thought it was pretty real. The long bus rides, obviously, have that veteran guy. You got that kind of stud blue chip prospect coming through. Swing and a miss as striking out is Jacoby Ellsbury. 7-1 Seattle. Double play last night doesn't happen often. An unassisted double play from an outfielder has already happened this season. Tampa's Desmond Jennings also turned one this season, April 20th. Prior to that, the last outfielder to turn an unassisted double play was Seattle's Mike Cameron back in 2003. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea is the refreshing hard iced tea. It tastes like real iced tea. Be a little twisted. Seven to 1. Seattle has the lead. And Stephen Wright back on the mound. First pitch strike.
I got a true story for you. We were in Detroit many years ago. I was playing, and they were doing a movie on Ron LaFleur. I don't know if you remember that name.
Yes, he played with you, correct?
Against him, yes.
Okay.
And I can't don't want to mention the actor's name, but he was playing Ron the Floor, and they were taping it and filming it before our game, and he was awful. I mean, he just couldn't do anything. He couldn't make contact. He couldn't throw. He couldn't do anything. And you know, it was take after take after take after take, and so we're watching this and we're all laughing.
This one gets away on strike 3 as Blanco is not going to reach. A good play as Lavarno had to go all the way back to the backstop to get it. And the strikeout for Wright, his first.
So that night after the game, we're out to dinner. A couple of us. I was with the I think the Angels at the time, and having dinner. Ended up going to the men's room, and Ron LaFleur was in there. And so I said, "Hi, Ron, how you doing?" I said, "We're out there. We saw that film today." I said, "That guy that playing you is awful. He's terrible." Well, guess what? He's in the same room. He's in the same room.
He's
yeah. So LaFleur's pointing like, you know.
He's
and I'm going, "Oh, okay." You know.
Oh no.
That was an embarrassing moment.
Did he say anything to you?
No, nothing.
No?
I think he knew he was terrible.
Yeah.
You know, he just.
Sometimes you look at the abilities of some of the people who are supposed to be athletes in these movies, and that's why I give Kevin Costner a lot of credit. For the love of the game, he was talking about how much he really had to work to do that movie, and they filmed a lot of the movie at 4 in the morning at Yankee Stadium. But he threw a lot of pitches. He ended up throwing almost 200 pitches a day as part of the filming.
No pitch count for him.
No, it was absolutely, that was out the window. There's a 3-1 pitch, and that's outside. Ball 4 as Brad Miller hits a 1-out walk and will head down to first base.
I guess my point is that it's not easy to get into character like you do for your movies. You slide right into character, and you.
Jerry, I've only played myself.
Well, still, you do overact sometime, and
you made that point. You
Yeah.
made that point during our last commercial. But yes, I was playing myself again, as a matter of fact. I haven't had a chance to play somebody else. I want to play somebody else.
But that doesn't look like yourself. You don't act like that. I mean, when you were acting in a commercial, that is really not yourself.
Really?
Yeah, you're overacting. You're not really being yourself.
I don't know. I think the film career kind of takes over, because I know it took me a long time to get into character when I was doing the first movie.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was during the winter, and I wasn't thinking about baseball at that point. This one will get away briefly from Lavarnway.
I mean, if those who were in on our commercial,
yes,
knows how many takes it took you to be yourself.
It took a little while.
Yeah, it did. It took a long time for you to be yourself, and usually
I had to relax. You know, it was very tense there in the beginning. I've not acted with you before. This is the first time I've ever acted with you.
Oh, so it's an actor thing.
Oh, you got to be able to mesh.
Yeah,
I mean,
okay. So I'll take responsibility.
Yes, all the big ones will tell you that it's just as important what your supporting actor or actress is doing.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's true. That's true.
I mean, because
so I'll take part of the blame.
We've not worked together before, and I had worked with Harold Reynolds and Tim McCarver before, but not with you.
And Drew Barrymore.
Drew Barrymore, Jimmy Fallon, Sandra Bullock, Melissa McCarthy.
So I can understand where I'd be a problem. These are real
actors. It took a little while. You know, you have to worry about what you're going to do. You know, you don't have a lot of background. You could blow up the whole scene. To first base, Carp turns and fires. They get one there. The return throw, not in time. Franklin will reach.
Nice play by Carp here as he spins and he gets it over the shoulder of Miller, but the return throw not in time to get Franklin at first base, who gets down that line pretty good. The Red Sox do have 2 outs here in the top of the 8th inning. Did you call her Miss Barrymore or Drew?
Drew. Yeah, I felt comfortable acting in the same film. Worked with Blake Lively and Ben Affleck in The Town.
Wait a minute. I saw The Town.
Yeah?
And
I was on in the bar soon when the FBI guy was in there talking to Blake Lively.
Right. You didn't,
Yeah.
I don't think you had a trailer for that one.
No, there was no trailer.
No.
To left, Nava is there, makes the catch, and that'll end the top of the 8th inning in our conversation for now. 7-1 Seattle. NESN's coverage of Red Sox baseball is brought to you in part by Southwest Airlines, Subaru of New England, and by Sullivan Tire and Auto Centers. As we head here to the last half of the 8th inning, Seattle with a 7-1 advantage over the Red Sox. And the Red Sox coming up will be dealing with a new pitcher in between innings. So a little entertainment here is fan dropping money down to the fans.
Dollar bills, $50 bills, $100 bills.
I don't know, but they were going after it.
Oh, a single.
So it's into the bottom of the 8th inning. Felix Hernandez done after 7 innings tonight. Charlie Furbush into the game. His 48th appearance, 2-4, the 3.35 earned run average. 43 innings, 61 strikeouts, and opponents hitting at just 181 against Furbush. Shane Victorino leading it off. Felix Hernandez going 7 innings, giving up 1 run. And 6 hits. Walked 2 and struck out 8 in his 7-inning effort.
You got scaled, didn't you, for being in the town? You get about $580, something like that.
For the town?
Yeah.
I honestly don't remember.
I think it was scaled because I got it too, and I wasn't even in the movie.
This is in the air to deep left field for Victorino, and that ball is going to be gone. 6th home run of the year for Shane Victorino, and the Red Sox glad to see somebody else in there besides Felix Hernandez.
Well, they feel like the lead is comfortable enough where they could take Hernandez out of the ball game, and Victorino switching around to the right side of the plate picks up number 6 on the season. It's a breaking ball that time that stays out over the plate, and Victorino with the home run.
Well, Dustin Pedroia 0 for 2 with a walk tonight as he takes strike 1. Sox have now hit 114 home runs this season. With it, Hess & Hess Express donating another $500 to the Pediatric Trauma Program. from Boston's Children's Hospital. That brings the season total of $57,000. Hess and Hess Express committed to helping the cause. There's an 0-1. Fly ball to right field. Andy Chavez makes the catch for the first out of the inning. Safeco Insurance, let's just take a look at the road ahead for the Red Sox. The Red Sox open up a 3-game set with Arizona tomorrow. They will look to find a way to slow down the D-backs. Paul Goldschmidt. Goldschmidt is among the National League leaders in many offensive categories, including hits, RBIs, runs scored, and homers. Also only player in the National League with 2 Grand Slams this year. Mike Napoli is one of 4 American League players with 2 Grand Slams this year. 1 out, David Ortiz, the batter. Yeah, David will take strike 1. As we told you the other night when Charlie Furbush came into the game, he's from South Portland, Maine. Guy with Tommy John surgery back in 2008. So 1 is a swing and a miss for Big Papi. 0-2. Resides in South Portland during the offseason. Played college baseball at St. Joseph's College and then went on to LSU. Also played for Hyannis in the Cape Cod League. He was there in 05 and 06. On the ground right side, ranging and not getting it is Smoke. Franklin gets it, and covering is Furbush for the out of David Ortiz.
For a while, looked like Furbush was not going to make it there to first base. Got a little bit of a late start, but does beat David Ortiz over. You see the left-hander falling off toward third base. That causes the late start. But got a pretty good flip from his second baseman to make that out at first base.
Pinch hitter coming up here for the Red Sox is Johnny Gomes. With 2 outs here in the 8th inning. Pinch hits for Mike Karp, who had been 0 for 3. Striking out twice and grounding out. Gomes takes strike 1. Gomes walked twice in the game last night after pinch hitting late in the contest. Five for 14 as a pinch hitter. He's got 3 pinch hit home runs on the year. Strike 2, 2-2. Furbush drafted originally by the Tigers in the 4th round in 07. Went from Detroit to Seattle, part of a Casper Wells deal. He now has been in Seattle with the Mariners since 2011. Is 2-2. Up and away, ball 3. Outside for ball 4, and Gomes walks again twice last night, and he'll head down to first base with 2 outs here in the 8th. One of the quiet ways the Red Sox Foundation contributes to Boston is by supporting the Dimmick Center in Roxbury. We thank friends such as H.B. Hood, help make the Dimmick Center a beneficiary of the Red Sox Foundation. 2 outs in the 8th inning. Johnny Gomes at first base. Here's Stephen Drew, who's been on base twice in the game. Singled in the 2nd, grounded out in the 4th, and walked in the 7th inning. As he'll take strike 1. One inning last night for Furbush, threw 17 pitches in his outing last night. Swing and a miss. Stephen Drew strikes out to end the inning. A leadoff home run by Shane Victorino. It's 7-2 Seattle. As Daniel Nava moves from left field to first base. Stephen Wright staying in the game. He pitches the 7th, 8th, and back out there for the 9th. Kendrys Morales, Michael Saunders, and Justin Smoke expected to bat here in the inning. Mariners, after the ball game, will be headed to Baltimore to begin a 3-game series tomorrow night. Another 3-hit night for Morales after he had 3 hits in last night's game. To left, and he's got himself a 4-hit game. Over to the corner goes Gomes to dig it out, but Morales has another hit, a base hit here to begin the 9th inning.
That's the 3rd time tonight, too. He's going to the opposite field to pick up a base hit. So 4 for 5 in the game tonight for Morales. Red Sox playing the pull in the infield, but he's been going to the opposite field in the outfield.
His 4-hit game last year in April for Kendrys Morales. He's aboard to begin the 9th inning. Here is Michael Saunders. And he's going to take it down the left field line, but it's foul. All 9 hits for Morales in this series are all singles in a 9-hit series. Trying to hold up with Saunders, but he goes around.
It was a fastball that time from right at 88 miles an hour.
Tom Wilhelmsen, the closer for the Mariners, has not had a chance to pitch in this series yet. Probably needs some work. He was up a few times last night. Saunders gets a piece, still 1-2. Dempster tonight started, went the first 6 innings, 9 hits, 7 runs. He walked 5 and struck out 6. Ended up throwing 110 pitches. John Farrell went to the pen, and Stephen Wright, who's been starting games for Pawtucket, has gone 2+ innings now. And in a battle here with Michael Saunders, count of 2-2. Justin Smoke waiting on deck. Fly ball to left field. Gomes going back, and it's going to be over his head and off the wall. Gomes will go to third base, and the throw there is going to be in time. Tag applied by Brock Holt to get the lead runner in Kendrys Morales.
I thought Johnny Gomes was going to go to second base after playing it off the wall. Instead, he goes to third and is able to get Morales trying to go to third base. Gomes going back, realizes it's going to be off the wall, and then directly into third base. His row's going to be up the line a little bit, but still had plenty of time to get Morales. Morales didn't think that Holt tagged him, but apparently got a piece of the short well before he got to the bag.
There's Justin Smoke, who takes a pitch down and in. Smoke with a single in the 3rd inning. He doubled in the 5th. In there for a strike, 2-1.
Knuckleball right down the middle of the plate. Amica Insurance is the proud sponsor of the Amica Pit Zone.
2-1 fouled back, 2-2. Andy Chavez waiting on deck. On the first baseline, that is going to be a foul ball. It kicked right after landing. Stephen Wright, 28 years of age. There he is, strike 3. Justin Smoke thought he had ball 4, but he gets the bad news from David Rackley. 2 down here in the 9th.
Well, it started off being a ball. It was high, but then a real good drop on it. And you can see on that knuckleball, you see where Levon Way catches it right at the top of the strike zone.
Two down. Saunders at second base. Here's Andy Chavez. 0 for 4 in the game. He has grounded out and flied out on 3 occasions. Stephen Wright came to the Red Sox organization from the Cleveland Indians in exchange for Lars Anderson. Fly ball struck well to left. Back goes Gomes onto the warning track. He'll leap and make the catch and bang into the wall. He shakes up the standings. Johnny's up and all right. And a good grab in left field. 7-2 Seattle. Help support the Jimmy Fund's fight against cancer at your local Dunkin' Donuts. Stop in at participating Dunkin' restaurants between now and August 4th. Donate $1 and you'll receive a cup cutout to display your name in store. The Dunkin' Donuts and Baskin Robbins Community Foundation and the Jimmy Fund. Thank you for your support. 7-2. Mariners on top of the Red Sox. Johnny Gomes rattling the wall out in left field with that catch.
A couple of nice plays in that inning for Gomes. Obviously, this final one where he has to leap crashes up against the 4th place club in the division. And the other one was a throw to third base to get Morales.
Daniel Nava leads it off and takes a pitch outside. Tom Wilhelmsen into the game, the closer for the Mariners. 47th appearance in save situations. He's 24 out of 29. A lot of walks, so 24 walks to 35 Ks. Opponents hitting under 200 against him. He was up at least 4 times in last night's game in anticipation of the Mariners taking the lead with runners on, and they had quite a few runners in the last few innings of the 15-inning game here last night. He's not giving up a run in his last 5 innings. This is up top for ball 3. Ball 4 and a 4-pitch walk to Daniel Nava. Advil is the official pain reliever of the Boston Red Sox and proud supporter of Volunteers. Go to Advil.com to find out about the Advil Relief in Action campaign. Lead runner on, Ryan Lavarnway, the batter. Struck out in the second, struck out in the fourth, and singled in the seventh inning. Well, our last look is a little closer now.
Yeah, it is. 38% for Field of Dreams, 33% for Major League. Bull Durham and the Natural tied at 14%. Plus, his voting goes on right through the post-game show.
One 0 pitches in there for a strike, and it's 1-1. We may not have the answer until tomorrow morning.
Stay up all night.
Yeah.
It's like watching, the presidential election. I mean, if it's tight, stay up.
Just keep waiting. Barnway fouling it off. 1-2. Off the end of the bat foul, still 1-2.
Telling us in the truck that they set a record tonight for the amount of votes that they received for this poll. So the movie's going over big. Next time I see Ben Affleck, I'm going to ask him about how much you saw him in the movie.
Yeah. What? How?
Well, you said you worked with Ben, and
well, not directly. With Ben.
And Blake Lively. Yep.
We were all.
So I want to get Ben's
actors.
take. I want to get Ben's take on.
Yeah, I'd be kind of curious what Ben thinks. About it was, because it was as I recall, with the game on in the bar, the FBI guy, and I apologize for not remembering his name. He was on the cast, another actor. But Blake Lively was there, and he was being. He was doing the interview. Actually, I think it was John Hamm. Now I think about it. But anyway, so. Kevin Youkilis gets a base hit.
Yeah.
This is back up the middle into center field. A base hit for Ryan Lavarnway. And the first two have reached here for the Red Sox in the ninth inning off the Mariners closer.
Yeah, Lavarnway, strange night. 2 strikeouts to start the game and then 2 base hits. So a 2-for-4 night for Lavarnway. And go ahead.
So
Youkilis gets a base hit.
As I recall, and it's been a while. I mean, we did the movie in what, 07, 08? So I mean, it's been a good 5 years and several films ago.
Right.
But as I recall, I said something like, line drive base hit into right field for Kevin Youkilis.
That's good. That's good stuff. That's good.
I mean,
that's good.
And totally.
And there was no analyzing
out of the box of what I normally do.
Right.
So
there was no analyzing of what.
No, they cut out whatever was said.
But I still got paid for that movie.
What?
Yeah, I did.
Well, that's good.
I did.
I'm glad.
They must have been some law or something that to use our voices. But my voice never got in. But yours did.
That's too bad.
But you did a really nice job there.
Thanks.
That was a nice recreation.
I'd be curious to think what Ben thought. Whether he.
I'm sure he'll give you a call after.
It was just like that. It was line drive. Well, for ball 1-1-1. I think it was Youkilis. Pretty sure Youkilis got the base
you
hit.
didn't even know who got the base hit.
I did. Again.
The script.
So, I don't, Walk for Nava, single for Lavarnway. Red Sox trying to make some noise here in the ninth. Outside for ball 2. Wilhelmsen, always a tough situation when you're just coming in to get work as a closer. Never seems to go well. It's a point where Carl Willis is on the phone again, the pitching coach.
Well, they don't want to have him make too many pitches in this game as they use him just to get some work in. And of course, they're trying to nail down a 5-run lead right now, too.
2-1 is line to left. In for a base hit. Around from second comes Nava. He will score. Lavarnway to third base, and into second with an RBI double goes Brock Holt. It's now 7-3.
Well, Brock Holt picks up his first hit of the night. A slicing double down that left field line. Picks up his 9th RBI in a Red Sox uniform as Nava comes around to score. And that's going to bring a little meeting at the mound.
Willis, the pitching coach, coming out, with Jacoby Ellsbury coming up near the top of the Red Sox order.
Little fight in the Red Sox here in the bottom of the 9th.
I want to remind you to vote for the Amica Pitcher of the Week at NESN.com/Amica. Enter to win a $100 gift card from NESN, the Yockey Team store. Now second and third, a run in, nobody out. And Jacoby Ellsbury coming up. It's been a 2-hit night for Ellsbury. Single and a double before striking out twice. Oliver Perez and Yoervis Medina. Ellsbury takes ball 1. Barnway at third, Holt at second. Nobody out in the Boston 9th inning. Two and 0.
Now this is becoming very interesting here in the 9th inning. 2 men in scoring position, 7-3 ball game, 3-0 count.
There's a strike, 3-1. 95 on the fastball from Wilhelmsen. Victorino on deck, nobody out in the 9th. Ball 4, Ellsbury's aboard, and the tying run will come to the plate. And here comes Robbie Thompson. He's going to take his closer out of the game. Gives up a run and loads the bases with nobody out. So the pitching change from Fenway Park with the Mariners on top in this game, 7-3 right now anyway. CVS Pharmacy will make a donation to Boston Children's Hospital towards their $25,000 donation this season. A little bit of a mess up there for Robbie Thompson, the acting manager for the Seattle Mariners, as he came out to make the pitching change, and he requested the wrong pitcher, first going up with his left arm.
Watch his left arm go up right here. He wants the lefty, then he switched to the righty, and the umpire picked it up right away. He said, no, you pointed with the left hand first. So Medina started to come into the game, the right-hander. They sent him back to the bullpen, and they called for the left-hander. So a mistake there by Thompson, and that gets Victorino to the plate from the right side. Potential tying run, hit a home run from the right side last time up.
So we'll see how big a deal this turns out to be. Represents the tying run at the plate. And he takes strike one. Oliver Perez coming into the game. His 43rd appearance, 2-2, 2.79 ERA. 53 strikeouts to 17 walks. Opponent sitting at 240 against Perez. On the ground right side into right field, a base hit. Lavarnway scores. Here comes Holt. 2 runs in for the Red Sox, and now it's 7-5.
And still nobody out in the inning. Well, that gaff by Robbie Thompson, big right now. Victorino hitting from the right side of the plate. Flashes the ball by the dive of second baseman Franklin. 2 runs come in. A 7-5 ball game, and Pedroia coming up.
And all the runs so far has been charged to Wilhelmsen as Pedroia stands in. Dustin 0 for 3 with a walk in the game.
Well, you said it, Don. You know, you bring your closer in a situation like that where the game's not on the line, and for some odd reason, it almost never seems to work out.
And a disaster here for the Mariners. Line to left, a base hit for Pedroia. Ellsbury will be waved around. The throw from left from Ackley is going to be not in time, and it's a 1-run game.
Pedroia picks up his first hit of the night, picks up his 65th RBI. And the Red Sox battling back. At first it was going to hold up Ellsbury, then decided to send him. Jacoby had slowed up a little bit, but didn't even need a slide at home plate. So those who have stayed here at the ballpark treated to some excitement here in the ninth.
An unbelievable set of circumstances has led to this here in the ninth. Ortiz bats with 2 on, and David will take strike 1. Ortiz fooled, and it's 0-2.
That time a breaking ball that stayed down and in from Perez to Ortiz.
Perez had the blown save last night, gave up 2 runs. It was just in a third of an inning of work. Swing and a miss, and Ortiz strikes out for the first out of the ninth.
Now it looks like they'll come back out, this time go to the right-hander with Gomes coming up.
7-6 the score now. The pitching change from Fenway. to the game. W.B. Mason's Extra Innings Live. Tim Wakefield joins TC, brings you the highlights. Jenny will bring you reaction. W.B. Mason Extra Innings Live. Can't go wrong when you buy right. W.B. Mason. Robbie Thompson is the right guy in now that he wants. Yorvis Medina is into the game for Seattle.
Well, Johnny Gomes has already played a big part in this game. As we look at Medina's numbers, I mean, he made a fine catch in the outfield, threw a man out at third base, now has a chance to tie the ball game, or even better.
Tying run and Shane Victorino at second base. Winning run and Pedroia at first. 1 out in the 9th. Gomes will take strike 1. Gomes with 2 walk-off home runs on the year already. Strike 2. Gomes will look back, says something to David Rackley as he is in the hole now. 0-2. Medina had 2 scoreless innings last night with 2 strikeouts. For a total of 22 pitches in last night's game. Inside, 2-2.
And Medina right now is in a position he never expected to be in this game.
On the ground, foul as Gomes stays alive. Stephen Drew, last night's hero, waits on deck. Two pitch. Wow. Tough pitch to take, too. Full count.
Johnny Gomes very fortunate to still be at home plate. Fastball looks like it got the outside corner. Gomes takes it, and he lives for another pitch.
He's lined into center field, a base hit for Gomes. Victorino being waved around. Throw to second. Game tied. 7-7.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Unbelievable. Johnny Gomes in this game, since coming into the ball game, has made a great catch in the outfield, has thrown a man out at third base, took a pitch that looked like might be strike 3, and then gets a pitch and drives it up the middle to tie the ball game. Victorino coming around with the tying run.
Now last night's hero, Stephen Drew, stands in with 1 out. And Drew with a swing and a miss at the first pitch for strike 1. The Red Sox at one point in this game trailed 7-1. Drew lines one foul.
Can you imagine Felix Hernandez sitting in that in the clubhouse for the Seattle Mariners?
Well, early this morning, Stephen Drew with a walk-off hit.
They could have 2 walk-offs in one day.
The 0-2 pitch. Drew will take it outside. He is the 9th member of the Red Sox to bat in the 9th inning. The only out, the Ortiz strikeout. Two and two.
That ball crossed up Blanco too at home plate. He was expecting something other than what he got. He really had to fight that and knock it down.
Medina with the 2-2 pitch. Down and in, full count. Ball 4, bases loaded. Third walk of the inning given up by Mariners pitching. Winning run 90 feet away. And Carl Willis, the pitching coach, headed out. Let's take a glance at the home plate umpire, David Rackley. He didn't like a few of those pitches.
Now tie ball game now with the 1 out. The outfield has to come in shallow. We'll see how they play the infield in this position. Or in this situation, I should say. I would imagine they'll be in. It's always dangerous playing back for a double play with a game-winning run at third base. And they will be in the infield and in the outfield.
Dustin Pedroia 90 feet away, representing the winning run. Daniel Nava 1 for 2 in his career against Medina. Nava hits it in the air to center field. Deep and far, and that ball's going to land, and the Red Sox have an amazing come-from-behind victory in what turns out to be a magical night from Fenway.
Daniel Nava in a perfect situation. Bases loaded, infield in, outfield in. You know he's coming.